How weird is this for you to just, you're here, you're here watching the next game?
It's not weird, not at all. It's exciting. So it's what you hope for, These guys are good. Got a plan. They're good. It's gonna be a fun journey watching them while I'm retired. Just impressive. I mean, you heard Coach PT. He was sincere. Knows how to win. Knows how to deliver it. So we got a great coach.
You're still a pretty prominent figure here at Oklahoma State. What do you kind of expect your role to some extent? Just completely being retired, or are you going to be around a little bit?
No, I mean I'm sure I'll whatever I can do. These guys got to get on their feet and get here and take it over, right? I mean, been a little bit of a challenge the last couple of weeks, still being involved, when you're retired. But it didn't bother me. But listen, their message today was strong, really strong. I think we all, after listening to the press conference, we all going, hey, this is in good hands. Yeah, it's in good hands. And that's, for me, coaching 33 years, that's all you want. I want to be a better coach than I was. So I think Chad Weinberg is committed like no AD I've ever had. Honestly, he wants to win. He wants to create the best scenario for Oklahoma State wrestling. He takes pride in what the program has done, and he took the responsibility to go through the process of trying to find the best coach for Oklahoma State. And all you can do is say, be pleased with that. That's what should happen. After 33 years, you haven't hired a coach. That's what should happen.
What has it been like talking with Coleman and Chris about what's next for them?
Well, just say that both of them, all of them, that kind of a time when you grieve a little bit, or a little disappointed. I think you got to get over that before you really have conversations. So I haven't had a lot of conversations with them, other than some short ones. And so I don't think it's time for them to feel like they need to think of anything other than taking care of themselves.
John, David mentioned that you guys have had a few conversations over the last couple of days. What have those looked like, and what have you told him?
Oh, not much. Just his plan and giving him a few ideas. He's pretty set on what he wants to accomplish. Best thing for me is not to get in the way. Just supporting. Because that's transition into coaching, coming off of competing. He's really David really pretty amazing what he did. First few years after college, trying to win a world championship, trying to get on a team, trying to start, and he found his success a little bit later as he got older, which is really hard. But I think when you think of David Taylor, for me, you think about a guy that had some serious longevity to accomplish what he wanted. My last match was at age 26, and his was 33, and I just respect it. I respect that he stayed in the fight and ended up having a lot of success from 28 to 33.
Do you see any parallels between yourself and him in that transition when you were the wrestler and then became the coach?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna go through, you know, some times when feels like an administrator rather than a coach, you know, and that's required. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that, you know, when you're wrestling, you know, and you're trying to be the best in the world, there's not a lot of administrative things that you're doing other than taking care of yourself, taking good care of your health, you know, eating well, you know, and you're going to go from that to you got 40 athletes that are calling for your help, you know, and so that transition, he just listening to him talk, he gets it. He knows the challenge ahead, and he's not afraid of it, you know.
Have you talked with the wrestlers?
He said some things that were powerful, you know, and so I look forward to just sitting back and watching, you know, and enjoying Oklahoma State wrestling.
Have you spoken with the wrestlers since, and if so, what was kind of your message to those guys?
You know, I've talked to them, you know, not as a group, you know, but I talked to them since I'm not, a lot of the individuals, you know. I mean, that's just kind of you know, it's really not my role now to talk to them, you know. My role is just, you know, being a fan and making a difference if I can.
He mentioned Dayton, and Dayton was one of his high priorities, and keeping him around and all those things. What do you see? I don't know, the challenges, the positives, whatever that Dayton gets out of kind of making this transition with a new
Well,
guy?
I think it'd be good for Dayton. I think he's getting older, you know, and I think that Coach Taylor can help him. You know, had some experiences with having the experience of winning when you got older. He's got that experience, things that I didn't do, you know, and I think it's going to be really helpful for help Dayton possibly take it to the next level.
What was your involvement over the last couple of weeks with this? How significant?
You know, I mean, I don't think it was. I mean, Chad Weinberg knew what he wanted to do, and you know, you got an opportunity to see a guy like David Taylor take interest in Oklahoma State. That was pretty powerful, you know. And so there's a little pain there for a couple guys that wanted it, but guys been around this sport a long time. I think the right choice was made.
Following up on that, for maybe the fringe fans that don't understand how big a deal this is, how would you explain that
To who?
to the people that maybe don't realize how big a deal this is for Oklahoma State?
Yeah, I
How would
mean,
you-
you know, it's just it's a new chapter in Oklahoma State's history, you know, and we're the ones that created the noise for. I mean, when we say noise, I mean when I retired and they're deciding who's going to be the next coach. It was just good to see that people were interested, you know, not just in Oklahoma, but across the country, guys across the world, you know, and there was a lot of interest to see what happened, you know, and that's Oklahoma State wrestling, you know, and so that's what we all been a part of, and was very driven through our careers to keep our program at a high level.